Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from New York, Westchester County. It's 9:20:25.
Come on, did you really think I was never going to make another video about CC? Now, you know I pride myself on dissecting peak social stupidity. This stuff's so illogical it defies all reason. And today, we found the mountaintop. The Everest of absurdity. This isn't just about flat Earth anymore. It's about a foundational misunderstanding of physics so profound it's...
Well, we're waiting.
They've given up on curving water. Now they're worried about air. And the claim? The absolute definitive scientific proof that the globe is a lie? It's that we don't have a giant, solid, physical container. A lid, so to speak, sealing in the atmosphere. You can't have air pressure without a container. Yeah, that's the argument. I'm sorry if we accidentally wandered into a terrarium. So let's stop delaying the inevitable, shall we? Let's find out if this is the stupidest claim we've dissected all week. All week? It's only Monday today. Anyway, shall we?
Shut up and sit down, you big bald f***.
Please subscribe.
A ball is something that's spinning in space out of control. But the ball itself, we have to look at the ball, okay? Supposedly top scientists. These are the top scientists that are getting paid who knows how much money to tell you lies that there is no container. You see, it wouldn't make any sense. How could a planet have a container? You know, but apparently every planet out there, the atmosphere is the container. That's good. Okay. So gas on an object. You remember the planet, the ball that you live on is an object with air, pressure, and everything like that. Without a container can exist. Every planet in the entire world, universe can exist without a container. Does that make any sense at all to you? This is just... I can't even believe I'm even talking about this anymore. I just can't believe I'm discussing this and having a conversation with somebody and even explaining to them that you cannot have any air pressure without a container. There's not a single scientist, there's not a single master degree or IT degree or Harvard University or whatever the you want to call him can tell me air pressure cannot exist.
Are you serious? That was the argument. Your own frustration over a lack of lid. Look, before we get into the science, and trust me, we are getting into the science, we have to talk about that energy. Chris, you can't scream at a scientific concept and expect it to go away. That's just throwing a tantrum with a webcam or a phone in your case.
Air pressure cannot exist.
Let's get into the guts of this, shall we? Because this is where the no clue part of the argument really lives. We need a container for air pressure, right? No, you're absolutely wrong. You do not need a container. Our problem, Chris, isn't the Earth. It's the fact that you stopped paying attention somewhere around middle school when they started explaining density and gravity. But look, I get it, learning is hard. But physics isn't a choose-your-own-adventure book. This is your container, pal. Gravity.
Have you ever heard of fucking gravity? Gravity! Gravity!
Gravity pulls all that air down towards Earth's centre of mass, and the air has weight. And when you stack something heavy on top of something else, guess what you get? Pressure. Think of it like this. Jump into a swimming pool. When you dive down, say to about 15 feet, what happens? Your ears start to hurt. Why? Because the water above you is heavy and is pushing you down. That's pressure. Did anybody put a lid on the pool? No. The atmosphere works in the exact same way, just with a much lighter fluid. air. You've got miles of it stacked on top of you clown. That colossal weight is what creates the pressure. Now then, climb a mountain. What happens? The pressure drops. Why? Because there's less air above you, less weight pressing down. Simple. And here's the key point for you, Christopher. Gravity is the container. Density isn't what holds the atmosphere in place. It's just the result of gravity squeezing the gases. No invisible dome, no magical glass pudding basin, just physics. And the fact that people like you seem to think it's a giant sky Tupperware is...
He's a useless shite, that boy.
Blows my mind every time.
But wait, the fun doesn't stop there. Once you've dismissed basic physics, you've got to move on to dismissing history as well, haven't you? It's the conspiracy cascade, because obviously the next logical leap... Well, there is no logical leap when it comes to people like CC. What am I saying?
Yeah, and that's right. Yes, and those would be the pictures of the moon landing. Yes. That ridiculous craft, I don't even want to call it a craft. I mean, it looks like something that a 10-year-old could make in their backyard. As a lunar lander with tape and all sorts of nonsense and Buzz Aldrin and, you know, with the arm up and Earth behind him. You see, we have a couple of other pictures too of Earth behind the moon and the moon behind Earth. But you see, it's all been photoshopped. Every single picture has been photoshopped. Can I prove it? Sure. Take the picture up, put it through Photoshop, get the photo of it, and you'll see a little box around it. You see, now you can't get that unless you Photoshop the picture. There's not a single picture of Earth that has ever been taken, ever. Ever. Supposedly, your fake moon landing from 1969 in July has never been able to be recreated at all. You have no stars in the background at all.
I love it. Looks like a 10-year-old made it. Guess what? It was designed to fly in a vacuum, not to impress you at the car wash. It didn't need to look cool, it just needed to look and be functional. It's a great example of minimalist design when the only forces acting on you are thrust and gravity. And the proof that NASA lies, you put the picture into Photoshop and you see a box around it.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You mean the digital boundaries of the file? That's just a JPEG, Chris. You absolute legend. But see, that's what happens when you open a photo, and that's not proof of a conspiracy, that's proof that you shouldn't be allowed near a computer.
NPCs, sorry. I don't know why I said NPCs, but NPCs, you could ever imagine. I've seen people walking around in circles. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Are you all right? And they come back and they just ramble on. All right, whatever.
See, to me, now this is the most telling part. When you decide that the entire world is a massive coordinated life filled with NPCs, down to the dinosaurs, down to Neil deGrasse Tyson's paycheck, you run into a mental roadblock, Chris. Anyone who disagrees with you with wild claims can't be a person. They can't be someone who just understands reality or density. No, they've got to be an NPC. It's easier for the ego to believe that 7 billion people are robots in a simulation that you alone are aware of than to admit that you missed the lesson on atmospheric pressure. I see people walking in circles every day. We call those people commuters who missed their train, Chris. Not NPCs. This is reality, not a video game. But let's not lose sight of the start of the show. Now, let's bring it back to the lack of lid, shall we? There we are, look at this. After 20 odd minutes of screaming, ranting and raving and dismissing every field of scientific inquiry, he's come back to the core point.
I'm not ashamed to say it. I'm not going to be, beating around the bush here, and say, oh yeah, I don't believe in the ball, but I don't believe in flat earth, but I don't believe the ball exists. No, I'm a flat earther. Okay. I know that the earth is flat. And that's it. This is level. You're not moving. You are covered with something. I don't know what the it is, a container of some sort, because you can't have air pressure without a container.
We live at the bottom of an ocean of air. Currents in this ocean move masses of gas around, and this movement creates the weather we experience every day. Most of the gas is diatomic nitrogen and oxygen with small amounts of argon, helium, carbon dioxide, and other trace gases mixed with varying amounts of water vapor. All of these gas particles have mass and are pulled towards the Earth by gravity. The weight of the particles in a column of gas above each of us applies a force that we experience as atmospheric pressure, which is simply the weight of the column of gas above a specific area.
I mean, how could have I not seen this when I was in high school, for crying out loud? How could anybody believe
that the earth is flat? I don't know, I've been trying to figure that out for years, Chris.
So, okay, all right. I'm trying to make sense of this right now. I am trying to make sense of this, okay? I am trying to make sense of how anybody could believe that how air pressure could exist without a container.
The weight of the particles in a column of gas above each of us applies a force that we experience as atmospheric pressure, which is simply the weight of the column of gas above a specific area.
What is this, a magical zone on some sort of ball that's containing everything inside of it? How could air pressure? Do you understand what pressure means?
Do you?
You go down to the pool, you go down beyond 12 feet, and then all of a sudden pressure starts to get into your ears, it hurts your head, gives you a headache. But how can air pressure exist without a container?
Now then, I'm gonna give you the final answer one more time, Chrissy Poo. Really slowly. Your container is gravity. It's the weight of the air. It's that simple. If you're standing on a planet and that planet has mass and it has an atmosphere, that mass is going to pull the atmosphere towards it. The pressure is the result of that pull. It's a fundamental principle. Read a bloody book. You're not looking for a lid. You're looking for an excuse. And you know what? The only thing contained here is the utter lack of critical thinking required to maintain a delusion this stupid.
Us flat earthers realize that that's complete bullshit, that we're covered with an ice dome. We don't actually know what it is. I'm going to call it an ice dome, but I don't know what it is. It's some sort of barrier, but it's definitely something we can't get through.
Or show us any pictures of, or prove in any way at all.
Okay. But apparently back in 1969, we could travel back and forth to the moon, no problem. And here it is, 2025, and you've gone nowhere. Nowhere. And you never will go anywhere. You see, if you can't even wake up to that reasoning, if you can't even wake up to Bill Nye saying, all this bullshit and all these selected people that are people that are on TV, that say all this complete nonsense. Bill Nye, the science guy, NDT. I mean, these people are made up. They put them in these positions and they pay them, and that's what it's all about. It's about money. It's about cash.
Oh. I've forgotten how annoying CC can be. Now, the reason we haven't gone back to the moon since 1969 is because it never happened. It's the perfect crime. It's airtight logic. Let me give you the non-tinfoil hat version of that, Chris.
Why?
The Apollo program was a Cold War project. It cost an insane amount of cash and political capital to beat the Soviets. But the US won. Why are you so upset? You planted a flag. The immediate existential reason to spend today's equivalent of about $500 billion has vanished. It's called priorities, not pretense. You don't rebuild the entire stadium every time you win the Super Bowl, do you? And Bill Nye and Neil deGrasse Tyson are made up. They're paid actors. So you're telling me that these two men who've spent decades communicating fundamental, accepted scientific principles to the public are the actual key to the global conspiracy? Not the shadowy figures in DC or London. Oh no, it's the guy who told you why rainbows happen. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to click the like button. It's hugely important and really helps the channel out. And if you've got the hype feature, then maybe you could hype the video for me too, please. Thank you, love you, bye.
That's all, folks.
Out of everything that's on the internet, this is the best thing.
So, a man walks into an enchanted forest and tries to cut down a talking tree. And the tree shouts, "You can't cut me down, I'm a talking tree." But the bloke says to the tree, "Well, you may be a talking tree, but you will die a log."
I don't think so. No, 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 no. I don't think so. No, 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 no. It's never ever.